Hey, it is New Year's Eve. I know I haven't posted in a while. As a matter of fact, the last video you saw is still currently in the editing program in my computer. So that's how I know how far behind I am. Months, I'm sure. I wanted to give you an update because I hit a pretty big stopping point on the Samurai. We're not done. I got to be done for a minute because money. That thing that apparently makes the world go round. I am out of it once again. So let me show you what I got going on here. Might be looking at this going, there's a battery in here, but I don't really see anything other than wires. Well, if you look closely, map sensor is mounted. I forgot what that little dude's called, but it converts the stock injector from low impedance to high impedance because the microsquirt it plays nicer with high impedance injectors. I got the LS coil packs mounted. I think that's in the last video, the one I'm currently editing. These are Nissan D21 spark plug wires. I have a relay right there. So what happens is when the microsquirt sees that wheel spinning with that sensor down there, it's gonna give power to that relay through this purple wire right here. That switches big power from the battery through the relay, or I guess from the battery through that breaker, through the relay, through the dash, or through the firewall, excuse me, and powers that distribution block. And I have that grounded right there. Just right there. All right. And so what that does is that's going to power on a second relay, and I'll get to that in a second. And I don't know off the top of my head what all these are, but one of them is O2 sensor. I want to say it's this one. O2 sensor, the injector, the coil packs, and something else. It escapes me. I might update you later if I remember it. Now this relay that it turns on is this one here. That is firmly mounted to that little dude there. So the yellow wire goes, turns it on, goes ground, and it takes big power from the battery through the breaker, through the relay, out this blue wire, out and across. You can see it kind of wadded up over there. That's going to run my fuel pump. So this whole harness I put back in the Samurai in the same exact fashion it came out. This is going to run all the lights in the back and the fuel pump. I got all this in. I did drop the fuel tank. I dropped it to drain it. It had like 3-year-old gas in it, and I'm like, man, I don't want to be trying to start this thing up on the initial start and it's trying to run on varnish. So I was like, I'll just pull it out and drain it. So I did that. I wanted to button up the back of the harness so I didn't have to. So I only had to put it in there once. I didn't want to have to keep dropping it, taking it out, dropping it, putting it back in, whatever. And then I got it all. I got the back harness, the lights and everything, all that done. I put Deutsch connectors because I had initially cut it out, which I regret. But I put Deutsch connectors back in it, and it's back in there and hooked up and everything. I put it back in there, tried to put power to the pump through that harness, and it wouldn't kick on. So I went back here and got the plug stuck out far enough I could probe it and put power to it with the battery just sitting back there, and it wouldn't even try. So I dropped the tank again, pulled it out, set it up, hooked power to it again to try and see the shortest route I could get. I just hooked the 2 wires straight to the battery. Wouldn't do anything. So I pulled the fuel pump out, and I should have got a video of it, but I apologize that I didn't. But this is the the OEM fuel hat, and as you can see, I've already removed the pump. The pump came out of here in 2 pieces. It was bad. This thing was covered in just rust and scale. I mean, bad. And I sat out here with a wire brush like all day, scrubbing this thing, flathead screwdriver, scraping, brushing, scrubbing. The fuel sending unit is also roached, so I'm gonna buy a new fuel pump kit to put on this, just like a stock replacement. I'm gonna buy a new sending unit and put all that back in, which is where my budgetary situation is coming from. Because of Christmas and everything, I wasn't able to get spending money this month, and I won't be able to do it next month. So I'll have to wait until at least February to start ordering things. And and I gotta clean the fuel tank out. So that's something I can do in the meantime. I'm just gonna buy a few gallons of vinegar and like a pound of baking soda. And from what I gather, is you do like, I think it's like a 10 or 12 gallon tank. I'm just gonna pour all 4 gallons of vinegar in it and then top it off completely with water. And then just let it sit out here overnight. And the next day, dump it all out. And I'm just gonna throw like probably most or all of that container of baking powder, because it's like 97 cents, in here, fill it back up with water, swish it around, and then just dump it out immediately. The baking soda is just to neutralize the vinegar. But I have to do that because the inside of the thing, let me see if I can show you. I covered it with, so what I did earlier, before, I'm gonna preface this by saying, earlier I put like a dozen pretty good sized rocks in there and a gallon of water, and stood out here and just shook the mess out of it. And I might have made a little progress. I was testing a theory. Did not work like I wanted it to, but I'm gonna try and show you the inside of this thing real quick. Oh yeah, that shows it quite nicely. So it had water in it, and because I don't know how long it's gonna be, I went ahead and hosed the inside down with WD-40 and PB Blaster. That's why the liquid's in there still. Oh yeah. So I'm going to hopefully get that done in a couple of days. I don't want it to sit here rusty, which, I mean, I guess it's already sat here rusty for a while. I don't want it to get any worse. I don't want any water that didn't get displaced to start rotting a hole in that gas tank. So I need to get it done sooner than later so I can get stuff back in here. But I also got to put the pump back in and everything. Ugh, it's a whole thing. It's a whole thing. But I'll carry you up here and show you kind of what we got going on here. So we now have it to where, let me turn the key to the on position. The ECU gets power, and then when you hit start, it'll turn over. It'll start seeing RPMs, and as soon as it starts seeing RPMs, all these kick on here. And that's your injector and your fuel pump's the other power. No, wait, that's the yellow wire. Never mind. Don't listen to me. I don't know what I'm talking about. All the things that make it run kick on. So we're now in a position where all I have to do is get the fuel pump situated, and we can start trying to get this thing like running. And it frustrates me so much that I couldn't get it done. And we'll have to put the dash back in. I do still plan on changing out this multifunction switch here. Both sides, like this is the wipers and stuff, other side's the turn signal. Change that out for a sidekick unit, and then change this wiper motor out, because it's dead anyway, for a sidekick unit, so I get intermittent windshield wipers. But I've run out of steam for the day, so I guess I'm gonna call it here. Sorry I haven't been updating. I've been working and doing college. Oh, I did pass all my college classes this semester, so that's nice. But it's New Year's. I'm gonna go spend the rest of the day with my family, and I guess ring in the new year, bring in the new year, sling in, king in, the hash slinging, the crash bringing,
the sash ringing, the flash singing, the bash pinging,
the hash slinging slashing.
I don't know. We're gonna do the New Year thing without fireworks, because I can't afford fireworks because I don't have any money. All right. Anyway, I hope you guys had a good Christmas or a good holiday season. I don't know what everybody does in their household, but you know, I hope that whatever you did, it was happy. I hope that everybody stays safe, and those of you who do have fireworks, which you're probably not going to see this tonight, I hope you have/had a good New Year, and I hope that you didn't make anything that you didn't intend on making, and I hope that you went home with all the fingers that you showed up with. Yeah. Let's see, it's December 31st. The rate I'm going, you might see this around Valentine's Day. I'm kidding, hopefully. Love you guys. See you later. God, I forgot how I sign off these videos and everything. Thanks for watching. Until next time. Man, I screwed that up. Whatever. Bye. So I was gonna hook up the fuel pump today and hook a computer to it and start trying to get it started today. And I couldn't get the fuel pump to kick on at all. And so I already had the fuel tank out and got it drained and put new plugs on it and stuff, slapped it back in. That's when I realized I couldn't get the fuel pump going. I should have bench tested it. So I got it back out and tried to bench test it again, wouldn't do anything. Pulled the assembly out, and it was, I've done scrubbed it with a wire brush once, but it's bad. The fuel sending unit is not better. So I was like, well, I'll just order a new pump. Went to take this one out. This fat piece right here, this is the top of the pump. I don't know how long it's been broken, but it's been broken a while.